Welcome to day 4 of 12 days of soft and cozy. I can't believe it. I made it to day 4, y'all. Anyway, I did not get up and grab my journal first today. I did eventually grab it, as you can see here. But the first thing that I did today was I gave my skin a little bit of a drink because when the winter months come, it is very dry. Now, spraying my face with some sort of mist or some sort of toner in the morning has always been a habit of mine. Usually I'll spray it and then put on some oil or a moisturizer because it's really dry in the mornings. That is something that I have always done and have been very consistent with. So I do have soft habits already in place, but I'm trying to incorporate better ones. So yes, I picked up my journal before I picked up my phone. I did look at the time on my phone though, but other than that, I picked up my journal before I started scrolling, and I have not created the habit trackers yet because I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do them. So that'll be something that I will show you guys eventually when I figure it out myself. There are some other habits that I want to incorporate as well, but so far I'm liking this one. I had a gratitude moment, and that moment was, I don't mind sharing with you guys, I found a box set of my book, A Little Life. And the box set has 4 books. So as you already know, I have the original paperback of the book, but I thought when I saw this yesterday at the bookstore, I decided to stop at Borders. I thought, oh, this is great because the book itself is broken down into 4 sections. I love that. And it's beautiful. It's beautifully decorated. The original paperback is a really big brick of a book. And I think it will be a lot easier for me to read if I don't have to carry around a cinder block. Also, the artwork on the box set is beautiful, and the cover of the paperback, not so much. It's actually kind of sad and depressing. So I just feel as though the reading is going to go by much faster and be much easier for me now that I'm reading it in smaller chunks. Maybe that's the best way to read any large book when you think about it. Of course, there's always a chance that you take that you may read one and then not read the others. I did that with the Outline series by Rachel Cusk. I still have the other 2 books to read, Transit and Kudos. And I think part of the reason why I haven't rushed to read those is because they don't directly follow the first book. It's almost like they're an extension, as far as I understand, of the first book, rather than being the same story, if that makes sense. Anyway, time will tell whether or not this is a better way for me to read this particular book, or if I just wanted an excuse to buy a pretty book set. Either way, I definitely will be sharing with you guys when I get to or past page 100. I will be sharing with you where I am in the book, how I feel about the book, and whether or not it's something that I want to continue reading. One thing I also realized over these last 4 days, I've talked a lot about the soft side of things and reading, but I haven't gotten really into the cozy quite as much. So let's do that. So yesterday we were speaking of soft habits, and I told you that I was going to grab my journal before I grabbed my phone. As you can see, that happened. The other thing that I do typically try to do every day is make up my bed, and that has become a very soft habit too because I don't have very much on my bed. I switched to a silk duvet with a silk duvet cover, and my sheets are linen. My daughter was looking for like the best sheet combinations, like, should you sleep on bamboo sheets? Should you sleep, under a goose down duvet, which is my preference. Under normal circumstances, before I had private summers, a goose down was always my choice. Still is, really. Except for I don't really have night sweats with this combination. Granted, silk is not the most economical choice, but I've had my silk duvet with silk core for 3 nights now, no, 4 nights, with my regular linen sheets that I already had. And I am not sweating nearly as much at night as I was previously. In fact, usually the night sweats will wake me up. And I have not had that in 3 nights. The first night that happened, but in the last 3 nights, I have not been awakened by night sweats. So it is a game changer, and I highly recommend the Silk duvet cover. Now, I am sleeping with a linen top sheet, and I'm going to attempt to sleep without the top sheet to see if that will make me, because it's very cooling. It's crazy how cooling it is. And so I'm going to attempt to sleep without the top sheet. Not yet, maybe in a couple more days, just to see if the cooling effect is even more cooling. Because I think I'm supposed to have the silk on my body, the linen underneath. So I don't know. Something about that combination seems to keep the body cool, but we shall see. Right now, it's linen beneath me, linen above me, and then the silk. But it is very, very cooling. Linen is very cooling also. So that's probably why it's working. But I just want to do some experimentation. The other thing I don't really like about my bed right now is that when you have a goose down comforter, when you have lofty comforters, it's big and fluffy, and my bed looks really flat and boring. I do still have, we were doing the double duvets, like the Swedish way of sleeping, which I prefer, and maybe somewhere down the line, if I really like this silk situation, I may alternate between doing 2 twin silk duvets on my king size bed, and then the one. My hubby prefers the one, which we're not gonna elaborate on, but he would rather we just do the one. I like the 2 because sometimes he has really early mornings, or if he gets out of the bed or I get out of the bed, like, you have your own cover, the cover never moves, you're not being disturbed in that way. It's really like, it was really a game changer when we were sleeping under the 2 duvets, but I was still really hot. So that might be a little bit of TMI, but it's part of the cozy part of the videos, which I haven't talked about very much. And for me, even though a goose down comforter is way more cozy, like, that's what I like to get under and snuggle and watch TV, I have my twin comforter, so I can do that. I don't feel that the silk cover is as cozy, but it is cooling. So it's little things in life, though, that kind of bring you pleasure, that bring you comfort, that bring you joy and foster like a sense of peace. I think that's really important. I mean, it's my bed. It's where I sleep, obviously, where I get rest, where I watch shows, especially my guilty pleasure shows. And sometimes it's Command Central. It should be soft. It should be cozy. It should be comfortable. It should be a place where you can't wait to return to at the end of the day. And while mine is a little boring and a little flat, I still love it. I do. So anyway, here's a glimpse of my flat but somewhat cozy bed. And I know I need to tackle my nightstand, but my bedroom is still my favorite place. So how do you make your bedroom cozy? Let me know. And don't forget to follow me. It's free.